All right, hello guys. Welcome back to the third episode of the Double J Show. So I hope you've been enjoying these. Jack, introduce yourself again.
Hello guys. Hope everyone's good. Hope everyone's had a good week. I'm excited for the Double J Show round 3.
Yeah, it's going to be a good one. And today we're going to be diving into some topics which probably a lot of people can relate to and take some good information away from it. So we're going to be talking about cardio and also steps, basically the same kind of thing really, and also diving a little bit into diet breaks and refeeds as well, because a lot of studies recently coming out about refeeds, about how in a way they're not as optimal as what a diet break will be, but we'll get our opinions on it and we'll discuss it as per usual. But anyway, Jack, how has your week been, mate? Where are you at with things? Just for the listeners, like, Jack sent me a video last night, and the man's glutes are in. They're in. So
they are in, yeah. They're almost in from the rear as well. I sent that video over to probably the most conditioned guy I've ever met in my life. Is Jack Thorburn. Ridiculous conditioning, and he was like, "Yeah, you got a 3 to 4 to come off, and the rear will be fully head to toe." And I was like, "Cool, it's good." But overall, this week has been, it's been great. I mean, training's been superb again. I mean, I can't fault anything in regards to training. Strength's been really good. Cardio's been good. Steps have been perfect. Macros have been perfect. So overall, the week's been good on those fronts. But how I felt this week, I'm not going to lie, I felt goddamn awful pretty much every day. Really not good after training. Even though I've actually completely changed my nutrition around in regards to like when I'm eating my food, I'm having more boluses of carbohydrates kind of section throughout the days just to try and give myself a bit more energy. But it's made no difference. I feel just as bad, just as awful every day.
Yeah.
I think I told you yesterday, didn't I, Jack? I was like, I just feel just horrendous. But it is what it is, isn't it? You just suck it up and crack on. Like I'm not going to go and eat more food, and I'm not going to stop prep. So you just man up and just crack on. But this week's been good. Obviously, it's been good for fat loss. I'm like 0.8 down again, which at this stage is perfect.
Yeah.
And it's just been hard after training. I just eat like clients in the evening, and like I said before, guys, my performance never drops in regards to the sessions I give, but I've been feeling really bad in the evening. And I think it's good for people to realise that when you are dieting down to extreme levels of body fat, you're not going to feel good. I don't care how optimal your setup is or how much food you're eating. You're not, because I'm dipping below my set point now, my body fat set point, and my body's just trying to draw me back to that, obviously draw me higher, but it's not going to happen because I'm controlling my activity and food. So you're going to feel, providing you're getting into contest level conditioning, you're going to feel goddamn awful. And that's how this week's been. Fat loss has been good, physique's good, feels horrendous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not a great week then.
No, it's been a good week. It's been a good week.
Good week for fat loss, but just feeling,
Yeah, it's going to get worse as well. It's going to get worse. And I know that. I know I've got like 4 pounds to come off. And when they come off, I'm going to have to... Like my first show is 6.3 weeks, so 6 weeks and 3 days. That's going to be obviously good. That'll probably be perfect timing. But after that, I realised yesterday I've got like almost, I think, what was it, 22nd? Yeah, almost like 5 weeks to maintain or get even in better condition, and that's going to be really, really brutal, to be honest.
Yeah, the maintaining is the
5
hardest bit.
5 weeks in between. Wow.
Yeah, it's the hardest bit for sure.
Yeah. It's going to be really tough to maintain, obviously, training performance. But obviously, I will do it, of course. No doubts.
Yeah, no doubts, mate. Cool. Yeah, I mean, not too bad of a week actually. I mean, last week I came out of the deload week, so this was the first week back properly squatting again. So since my injury, that was nice to be able to squat again. And I wouldn't say I've lost too much strength. If anything, like I'm pretty much like, I guess, still pretty steady with where I'm at. I was squatting 150 for sets of 10, so I was quite happy with that. And yeah, just back to normal training. But I'm feeling like I'm getting to that point where it's starting to feel crappy. Hunger is on my mind most of the day now. especially in the evenings, like we've just talked about off air.
Mhm.
And the training sessions, but the training is amazing. Like,
Yeah.
I've been feeling insanely strong, and I WhatsApped you yesterday and said like
Cat.
my pump was unreal. I had the best pump since prep. I don't know whether that was down to the supplements I was taking, or
Cap
like
shoulders as well, Jack, didn't you, yesterday?
yeah, it's capped.
Cap shoulders were in. Absolutely in on the what's the pre-workout? I still need to order that. I'm so
It was the Merica Labs. It was
yeah, that's
the
it.
explosive pump agent, which has got like 8,000 milligrams of L-citrulline.
I thought you were
And
gonna say caffeine. Then I was like,
no,
Jesus.
and then also the pre-workout has another like 4 or 5,000 milligrams of L-citrulline. So you're just fucking. There's so much in it. And that
Pump,
actually
yeah.
is it citrulline malate? I don't fucking
Yeah,
know.
yeah. What the one that gives you the
Give,
it has like a sour taste to it.
yeah,
That's
that's
citrus
obviously
malate. Yeah,
in there for increased blood flow and
yeah.
pumps. Like, and
Vasodilation. So
yeah,
yeah,
that's it.
yeah.
There's just so much in it, like, and I just felt unreal. But yeah, it was good. But no, it's really really good this week. I mean, I'm 1.5 pounds down from last week's averages. Quads have like come in again more this week, which is, I guess, it is annoying because I want other things to come in other than my quads. but that's just fat loss distribution at the end of the day. Can't get around it. Steps all good as well, and cardio's good too. So yeah, it's a pretty decent week, to be honest. Like with the steps, I'm really enjoying them actually at the minute, and we'll probably go off from this into the topic so far today. But I'm just really enjoying getting my steps in. I'm only on 12,000 a day, but they're situated throughout the day to really help me with my routine. So I'll walk to the gym, walk back. In the evening I'll go for a walk, and that's usually my steps done for the day. And I think if you've got a routine about your steps, if you hit a daily routine, whether that's walking to work, maybe on your lunch break you commit to going for a 45-minute walk, maybe when you get home you walk to the gym, or after the gym you go on the treadmill. Like if you've got a routine to your steps every day, there's no reason why you shouldn't hit them. I mean, like you're doing like 19,000 at the minute, aren't you?
It varies, but I auto-regulate it pretty much, mate. It's anywhere between 18 to 22, depends on the day and how I feel.
It's a big amount, yeah.
But it is, but it doesn't really. I've already done 12,000.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I will easily do obviously that. It's not really that much though when you just make sure that you periodize it throughout the day. If I was doing 20,000 in one, I'd want to kill myself. But it's easy when you periodize it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't really mind walking. It's fine.
So your steps currently, have they, when you first started your prep or when you first started your dieting as well, for listeners that aren't obviously prep athletes, like how would you situate your cardio and your steps? Like, would you first add in steps, or would you add in cardio and then look to add in steps? Like, what's the way you go about it for yourself and obviously for your clients as well?
Yeah, so initially for me, when I first started dieting, I was doing 400 calories of cardio per week. So it was 200 sessions, 200 calorie sessions on the stairs. I like the Stairmaster because it's hard, and I find that it actually burns the accurate amount of calories. Because I compare that to a cross trainer, and it's so much. I was doing that for a bit because I just hated the Stairmaster, but it's so much easier, and I don't sweat anywhere near as much. So I kind of question myself in regards to the intensity on the cross trainer. It still says I burn the same amount of calories, but compared to the Stairmaster, I actually feel like I'm having to work to do my cardio, which I think you should have to work for it. You shouldn't just sit on a bike and then just pedal slowly. I mean, where's the intensity at? I don't really rate that personally. So I started with 200 sessions. And steps were like 10,000 per day when I first started. But remember though, Jack, obviously as a PT, I'm on my feet all day.
Doing loads,
so so it's like just doing my daily day, like kind of just being me throughout the day and doing what I do and the tasks I have to get done. I do like 12 to 15 without even thinking about it anyway. So yeah, I started off about 10 to 12k steps and two sessions of cardio. Now, of course, it's higher because it's just going to get higher when when you need to increase a deficit. I'd much favour guys increasing activity and expenditure rather than decreasing food. I just really do. I'd rather do way more output as long as it's not affecting my training and my physique, which is not. I'd rather do way more activity and keep my food high, because psychologically that keeps me sane, somewhat sane, rather than dropping food drastically and doing less expenditure. Because cardio for me, I mean, steps for me is just easy. Like I said, I get up in the morning. I'll just go through sort of what I do to accumulate steps. So I get up in the morning about, don't know, depends on the day. Today was about 7, which is a lion for me. I told Jack last night I was going to have a lion. It's not really a lion, though, is it? 7 a.m. up. I drive straight to the gym now. I'm doing 250 calorie sessions on the stairs, which takes 23 minutes.
Yeah.
Do it on level 10, no hands. That's a mentally tough 23 minutes. It really, really is.
Yeah,
so
you've got to dig for that.
Yeah, so what I do, I periodise it perfectly. So I get on there. I take a towel with me now. I whack the towel over the time because I can't look at the time. That just ruins me again mentally. It's all mental. Everything about this is mental. But so I cover the time up. I usually have loads of messages in the morning. So like from clients, Instagram messages, like emails, stuff, like potential new inquiries for clients. I had 3 this morning, which I replied to. I have like YouTube notifications. So I'll reply to all of them. And I usually set up my diary for next week as well on the Friday, because I obviously one-to-one personal train. So first off, I'll write my Instagram post, which takes about 10 minutes because I think of a good topic, which I've actually just put up.
You do that on the Stairmaster?
Yeah, I do it on the Stairmaster. So that takes about 10 minutes because I really I give myself about 2 minutes to think about what I want to write about and try to keep it somewhat different, because obviously there's only so many topics you can talk about. Post twice a day, which is what I've done for over a year now. So I do that. It takes about 10 minutes. I don't post it then, but I just get it typed up on the note page. Then I reply to clients, usually via like voice notes. So that takes a couple of minutes, 3 to 4 to 5 minutes, potentially replying to clients. Then I reply to emails, which takes about 5 minutes again. And then that's about 20 minutes gone. Yeah. And then I take the towel off and it almost says 250 calories. And I'm like, thank the Lord. Thank the high heavens that the cardio is almost done. And that psychologically gets me through that cardio session, because doing 250 calories on the stairs, no hands, level 10, is actually hard. So if you think that's not hard, do it. I guarantee you'll sweat absolute buckets and you'll feel it in your quads and your hamstrings and your glutes, of course, yeah. and your abdominals, because you're having to stay upright.
Yeah.
I get a wacky pump in my quads. Like this morning, my legs were crazy vascular, striated on the vastus lateralis, which was cool. That makes me wonder about why would I pull off leg training as well coming up to the show, which I probably won't do, which is pretty much unheard of. Most people pull off leg training, but I find my legs look better when I train them, so I'll probably train them 2 days before the show. And then I do steps after, so then I accumulate steps on the treadmill. What I do then as well, because it's not fun, obviously, because it's just walking on a treadmill, but I just get it done. I watch a YouTube video. So this morning I watched RX Muscle, the Branch Warren exclusive interview, which was quite cool. It's quite fun. It took like 40 minutes, and then I was done. Then I come home, obviously, shower, pose, weigh in. There's so much to do in the morning, isn't there? Come down, make all my supplements, take them. Then I go out again just to do 2K. So then I'm done for the morning, regardless of steps.
So you weigh in after cardio, do you?
Always done that. Yeah.
Okay, fair one. Yeah.
Always done that. I don't know. I find though, this is quite TMI, but I don't really care. I find that I go to the toilet better, stuff like that, after I've been moving.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can relate, but and that for me gives, because I always need to go to the toilet, but when I first get out of bed, I can't really, but I need to, but I can't. Again, when you're in prep, fiber's lower, so food's lower, food volume's lower. And it just gets things moving, and then it gives me more of an accurate weigh-in.
Yeah, of course.
I do need to go to the toilet, but I just can't. So when I've moved, I can go. So then, because obviously that needs to come out of me. Very TMI, but no one really cares. I'm just making sure. I'm just making sure that obviously these episodes is super honest.
Amazing.
But I'm sure you can relate to that somewhat. Like you have to be able to relate to
Yeah,
that.
of course. Yeah, yeah.
Every yeah.
I mean, like when for weigh-ins for clients, like there's always a golden set of rules, and after you've been to the toilet, upon waking, no clothes, no food or water, literally as fasted and as naked as you can weigh in,
Exactly,
and that's you're going to be your accurate weigh in. So
it just is, isn't it? Yeah.
don't do it in the middle of the day because it's fucking stupid. You're not going to be right. It's the Weight Watchers crew that do it at 5 o'clock in the afternoon after they've had 85 pizzas.
Weight Watchers crew, it's brilliant.
So,
That's so stupid, isn't it? I had one of my clients yesterday said to me, she sent me a message in the morning. She was like, "Oh God, I'm the same weight today." I was like, "Did you weigh in? What time did you weigh in?" She was like, "Oh, 11 o'clock." I was like, "Did you drink water? And have you eaten?" "Yeah." I was like, "Well, that's not your weight, is it?" I probably fluctuate about 10 pounds throughout the day because I drink like 6-7 litres of water. Like you can't weigh yourself in the middle of the day.
No, of course not.
What about you, Jack? Like, what's your current like morning routine? Because it's probably very different to mine.
Yeah, I mean, like, because I'm not doing any cardio at the minute. I'm literally just hitting steps. Like, it's literally just what I mentioned earlier. I walk to the gym, walk back, and then go for an evening walk. And roughly, that's probably around about 12k steps. And I think something to note as well, something I've been finding is finding a true honesty with your steps. Like, I think we've mentioned this in other podcasts, but I've been having my Fitbit on while I've been training, and while that's okay, that's fine to do. You can very easily rack up probably a good 1,500 steps from the reps that you're doing. So, for example, when you're doing a barbell curl, that is actually probably counting on your Fitbit. When you're doing a pushing movement, that counts. And I've noticed it on my Fitbit, it does actually rack up. So I don't know whether you've actually noticed that with yours, mate, but it's just something that I think it's good to note. Obviously, while you're in the gym, you're probably going to be walking around, but when you're doing these sets, perhaps doing sets of 15, and like doing these things which aren't really steps, they're obviously accounting to your goal at the end of the day. So perhaps when you're doing things like that, maybe when you're driving to work, take your Fitbit off so you can get a good accuracy of it. I mean, they're never going to be the most accurate things in the world. Granted, they're a good tool to have to see what you're doing throughout the day, like an estimation of your steps. But there's times of the day where I feel you're probably not going to benefit from them, like when you're driving to work, and if it's on your right hand and you're doing this with the steering wheel, it goes up. So you've got to be honest with yourself, because at the end of the day, if you're not dropping weight and you're doing everything perfectly, but your steps, and that's how your steps are getting accrued throughout the week, perhaps that may need looking at. I don't know whether you've got the same thoughts on that, mate.
Well, personally for me, when I'm in the gym training, I always leave it on. And the reasoning behind that is because I actually move a lot in the gym. Like I make a conscious effort to move. Like off season, I'd sit down on the bench in between sets and just sit there whilst before I do like another set. But now I don't do that. I don't sit down at all. I just keep moving. Like after the set, I'll actually walk around for anywhere between 2 to 3 minutes.
Yeah.
And that essentially is still moving.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, for sure.
But I haven't really noticed actually that much, just from my experience, that it goes up.
Yeah.
When I've been doing exercises, I haven't noticed that much.
Okay.
Maybe it's, I don't know, maybe it's just...
Maybe it's my Fitbit.
Potentially, because like you said, they're not that accurate anyway. But I haven't actually noticed that. Like what I have noticed though, is when I do hit on the bike, it goes up. So I take it off during that, because I'm doing this. It goes up. I take it off during that. But I keep it on throughout training, throughout everything I do, just because I'm going to be doing that every day anyway. That as long as you keep things the same and you don't change it, I think you're fine. I think if you start changing things halfway throughout stuff, like it's fine. Like stuff like, I don't weigh ketchup. I don't monitor my sodium. I just use the same amount every day, so I don't have to weigh that, because it's going to be a variable that never changes. But I get it though. Like obviously, if it's racking up steps and you're not moving, for sure, take it off. Definitely. But I used to take it off on the cross trainer, because that was giving me steps, but that's not a step.
Yeah.
So that was annoying me.
Yeah,
So
that's part of another form of cardio that you're trying to achieve. Yeah.
Yeah, but on the Stairmaster, they are steps.
Yeah.
I don't care what anyone says, they are fucking steps.
Yeah.
So I keep it on. I keep it on all day. I sleep with it on as well. Of course, it's my tool for fat loss. Forearm's pretty shredded there.
Absolutely no
body fat
Fitbit on today. I haven't walked yet. That's why.
Oh, really? Is that what you do with it? You only put it on when you actually get up and actively want to go for a walk?
Usually, mate. Yeah.
Fair enough.
And that's just what I do, really. Like, that's the consistency I stay with. So, but yeah, I mean, if I'm like short at the end of the day by like 1,000, usually I kind of just leave it as it is, because I know I would have walked around in the gym. I know I would have walked around at home and clocked up roughly about 1,000 anyway. So
yeah, no, for sure.
So I think we should answer a listener question. I think it was your client Janine. She'd asked, what was your preferred method of HIIT or list? So obviously you're doing both by the sounds of it at the minute.
Yeah, I am. Expenditure is very high at the moment. I'm trying to get the last bit of body fat off.
So what would you do with clients as well? Because I think this is an interesting one, especially for when it comes to your training as well and how it can affect it. So what are you currently doing now, mate?
What am I currently doing on my clients?
For yourself and your clients, yeah.
So
and what do you prefer?
Yeah. So I favour Liz, so I do that on the stairs, which probably is not Liz anyway because it's hard. Yeah. But I just say it, and that's what I track it as. And then I'm doing literally, it's not that much after my leg sessions, just to really deplete myself and obviously try to get flat. I'm trying to get flat, obviously, because when you get flat, you get leaner to a degree. I'm doing 5 rounds of 30-second sprints on the watt bike, which is really hard. I'm trying to get my heart rate up to like 170, 180. So I just do a minute and a half, just really low pace. And then I'll do 30 seconds on and just do that for 5 rounds.
Yeah.
Anecdotally, for me, doesn't do anything to recovery at all, ever. It doesn't impact recovery. Neither does my cardio I'm doing, because I've done cardio this morning. I've got legs today. It never affects me. It never affects my training.
Okay.
But with clients, I'll just get their feedback in regards to how it makes them feel and if it affects their training. Because if it's affecting your weight training, guys, that you got to change it. Like, you can't be affecting weight training, because you want to get better at lifting weights rather than getting better at cardio.
Yeah.
So you just got to monitor it and just assess. And if you're getting stronger and your logbook's progressing still, and you've got HIIT in, cool, keep it in. But if you're not, and potentially that's making it harder to train with heavier loads over time, then you need to address that. And maybe if you're doing HIIT, don't do HIIT. Just do like an incline walk or something, which is going to be way less impact.
Yeah.
That's how I approach it.
I think it's different for different people. Again, it's one of these things, like for a bodybuilder that is looking to retain his squat, his bench, his pushing movements for the majority of a prep or a diet, doing HIIT perhaps could lead to recovery issues. Like you said, you're not feeling that at the minute, because usually your variables are very controlled and everything, and you just push on and you crack on. But for a lot of people, and I myself in the past, when I was doing a lot of HIIT, like a majority of my sessions were from HIIT. I was doing sprints like on a field somewhere. I just go and find a field and I just do sprints. And like when it came to leg days, like I was just so tanked before I got in there, like just from these sessions. And yeah, I think you've got to find what suits you best. Like, for example, someone who is not really bothered about retaining their numbers in the gym, maybe they just want to drop body fat, HIIT probably is a better choice, because you're going to do it quicker. You can burn a lot more calories faster than you would doing a list session. And if you're someone who needs to be like quick with their time, perhaps they need to get through their sessions quick, HIIT will be the better option. Yeah. So yeah, it boils down to how much time you've got in your day to schedule for steps and HIIT and lists, versus how much muscle you want to retain. I think for me, like I'll probably just do lists this whole prep, to be honest, because I just usually get hanging when I do HIIT workouts. So my
recovery is hard.
Yeah, my recovery it tanks massively whenever I start doing HIIT workouts. So
interesting, isn't it? Everyone's recovery capabilities is just way different.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm doing a lot of activity, and my leg sessions are great still. Like weird, but obviously I don't really know how, to be honest. I don't really know how I'm able to do what I'm doing and still training legs as hard as I train them, because I'm still strong. Like, I'm still as strong as I was at the start of prep.
You still squatting the same loads, do you think?
Yeah, same loads, same actually more reps as well.
Oh, yeah.
With better range of motion. Yeah, I was doing like 150 for half reps at the start of prep. Now I'm doing solid 140, 4 sets of 9 to 10 with full range of motion. So, and I wasn't doing that. And the other day I did, like, the best I ever did in my off season was like 4.5 plates on the hack for like bouncing off the pins.
Yeah.
And I did like 6 to 7. The other day I did 4.5, no bounce, 4-second eccentrics, for like 10, 11, 12 reps or something.
It's funny,
I mean,
I
honestly, guys, if you want to diet and get shredded, I don't care what anyone says, it is a mindset game. It's just your head. You need to convince, and you need to say, no, I can do this. Yeah. Like today again, like I said last week on the Friday, I told you I was going to get 172.5 for 6, didn't I? Do you remember I said that?
Yeah.
I got it, and today I'm going to try and get 175 for 6. I'll get it as well. I will get it. Guarantee. Mark my words, I'll get it. With good eccentrics, I'll make sure that the variables are the same. You've just got to find something in you.
Yeah, you got to. I think it's a lot of mental strength, and like you've got to have the right mindset. Because I remember losing 40 kilos on my squat in my first prep. I started at 140 for sets of 8, and I finished on 100 for sets of 8.
That's really upsetting.
That's just how much strength I lost. And granted, I didn't lose leg size, but yeah, it's just in terms of strength, like I was just, it was just in the gutters. And I think that probably come down to the hit and possibly just not being in the right mindset. And because I was tired and depleted, using that excuse every session. It's mindset over carbs.
That's it, man. It is. Because like when you see my deadlift videos, like I sent them to you, you see me before I deadlift. You see kind of my face, and like I just
using sniffing salts as well, aren't you?
Yep, absolutely. They legitimately give me 15 seconds and 15% more strength.
I've never tried them, so
when you're struggling, like really, really, really struggling to train hard, like today's going to be a hard session, 100%. I'm going to struggle when I get in there. When I get in the gym at the moment, I'm just fatigued.
Yeah.
But what I do is kind of my pre-lift ritual is I put a specific song that makes me really, really think about what I want to achieve. And there's certain songs, which I'm not going to go into, but there's certain songs that just make me feel kind of this inner sort of rage almost that I can just channel. It's kind of like, when you get shivers down your spine.
Yeah. I know what you mean, because I do the same.
Yeah, there we go. So I create this feeling of just complete and utter anger. Inner like rage, stuff that potentially has upset me in the past, things that I want, like things that I want more than anything is to like get on stage and just be really impressive from every shot. And I just think about stuff like that, and I don't even feel the weight. Weirdly, I pull the weight and I don't even feel it.
And this mindset is mindset. Getting mentally prepared for a lift, like.
Oh yeah.
I don't understand how people just walk up to the bar and they're all calm and they lift weights really extremely well. But for me, I've got to get amped up, man. I've got to get some fucking tune on, and get going, head bobbing and everything. So
that's what it's about, man. And get the smelling salts, because they give you 15% more strength.
I have to try them when we come down and train together, because a deadlift session's got to be on the cards, isn't it? So
that'll be fun, man. That'll be fun for sure. We'll have to get some photos as well, or something like.
Get some images.
We'll have to book like a shoot-in or something when we're both shredded. Like, I think that'd be really cool.
All right, before we go off topic on the shoots, let's revert back and go into talking about your current strategy with refeeds and diet breaks. I mean, I know you've been experimenting with refeeds at the minute. For me, it's always been diet breaks. For clients, it's usually diet breaks. For some, we do refeeds. Like, again, it's never a one-size-fits-all method. I've just find that for the client, having a week's worth of food high, it makes them feel good. Their hunger levels come down rather than like the one-day refeed. They start to feel a bit more normal again. And usually what we do, for the listeners that aren't sure, what we'll do is I'll put a diet break with a deload week. So a deload week is obviously where they have a week of volume which is backed off, and then the diet break we look to bring up calories sort of around about to 400-500, perhaps higher if the individual's leaner, and majority coming from carbohydrates. And obviously the reason for that is to replenish glycogen, hopefully increase some of the hormones which might not have an effect with 1-2 day refeeds. Just get rid of any general hunger, make them feel normal to prime them for the next training block. And again, this is dependent on how much weight they've lost during sort of their last mesocycle, their last diet break. It depends obviously how fast we need to get them ready, because the reality is during a diet break, you're not looking to drop body fat. And quite commonly people do, but you're not looking to drop body fat. So that week is kind of, you're just looking to maintain your diet for a longer period of time with a higher intake of food. It's not magical. There'll be loads of people online that will tell you that you need to have refeeds to drop body fat. And they'll almost advertise their service as you come to me and you'll be able to eat more food and drop body fat. And that's just total bullshit. Like, I fucking hate that. It does my head in. Because that's a way that brings people into their circle by saying, you're going to be able to eat more food, you can eat this, this, and this, and you can drop body fat. Okay, yeah, good one. You try giving them loads of food every day as they go into a nice surplus. But
it's bullshit, isn't it? Yeah.
So, what's your current view, and what have you tried so far during the prep? 'Cause I think you've tried a diet break, right?
Yeah, I diet breaks about 3 months ago, 4 months ago. What did I find? I actually, funnily enough, that was I personally, for me, I hated it.
Yeah.
I actually remember, it's really weird, that diet break that I did. I remember talking to you about it. Do you remember? I said to you, I was like, what do you think? And I did a diet break. I think it was back in January. I was getting leaner, and I took a diet break, and I remember so vividly going up like 6 pounds. And then I remember as well, I was like, okay, well, that's really odd, and I'm not happy about that. So that stressed me out. And then I remember driving up to my girlfriend's to train in Basingstoke. We trained and I did an upper body session. And I remember posing after, and I looked awful, goddamn awful. I looked like I gained legitimate body fat from it. I remember looking at the photos, and I was like, what on earth has happened here? What on earth has actually happened? And my physique just looked like so bad, so bad. I've got the photos on my phone. I'm not showing anyone them. They were horrendous photos. And what I did then is that was on the Friday, and I remember I did an upper body session on the Friday, and Saturday and Sunday I pulled calories fucking hard because I was stressed at that point. I was like, maybe this isn't going to work this year if that's how I responded to that. I remember I went from like 400 carb, 75 fat, 200 protein, only to like 550, same fat, same protein.
Yeah.
Gained like no weight for 3 days, and then I just gained so much. So anecdotally, in that experience was horrendous. Now going forward, now I'm like 20 pounds leaner than I was then. Probably not 20, like 15. I probably will diet break after my first show of the season.
Yeah. Just
because I'll need it, just to bring things back a little bit.
Yeah.
Most likely I'll probably, because now my body's very, 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 very good at utilizing food, the position I'm in. Insulin sensitivity is great. Like, I don't know if any guys on here monitor their blood glucose reading, but I do. I did it post refeed and post like carbohydrate meals, and it's really low. It's like so this morning it was like, upon wake, it was like 3.2, which is basically telling you that you are very sensitive to carbs and you're primed for insulin, essentially, which is good, which is what you want, especially like when you're bringing body fat down. That's what you want. You want to be responsive to the glucose, right? It's going to give you more from your training. It's going to make your physique look better. So I probably will I probably will do a diet break post show, but let's go off refeeds. I did 2 last week. I gained no weight off either of them. I did a 500 gram Monday, gained no weight. And then I did an 800 gram on Friday. Again, gained no weight from that. I actually dropped a pound the next day. So From my experience from doing them, first of all, the science behind, like Jack mentioned, the 1 to 2 day, 1 day refeeds are absolutely nothing. They don't do anything from a hormonal perspective at all. Psychologically, they can do you some favors. A day of overeating is going to be a day of lower stress.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Because when you're constantly dieting, you're in a chronic state of stress.
Yeah.
Which is easy to mask fat loss. Easy to mask fat loss. So having a day of overeating, cortisol levels are going to come down. You're most likely going to go to the toilet better due to higher influx of food.
Yeah.
You'll probably drop it, provided you're in a position where you have earned the right to have a refeed.
Yeah, for sure. You've got to be in a position to earn it.
If you're just starting a diet and you're quite fat, absolutely no chance. Don't refeed. That's just stupid. But when you're getting leaner, then I think that you have earned that right for the higher calorie carbohydrate.
Would you say now you're leaner, the effect of a diet break might be different? Because
Potentially.
I think they probably would for you, for sure. Because seeing right now that your carbs when they're higher isn't actually doing anything. Yeah. I would wonder if maybe a week of, I guess, overeating on a diet break would help you, and that'd be interesting to see post-show what it does for you. Because right now I wouldn't do it because refeeds have been working so well. Yeah. Why would you change that? But I think post-show, because you've then got time until your next show, it'd be interesting to see how you respond to a diet break as opposed to the refeed. Yeah. So that would be cool to see. Looking forward to seeing what happens with you then.
I do agree with that for sure. And the reasoning behind obviously why I wouldn't do a diet break now is because I just want to lose more body fat.
Yeah, so there's no need now.
If you're in a position as well, guys, where you want to get leaner and you have a date that you need to be leaner for, I just don't diet break. Just keep digging, keep fat loss going, and then once you're done, the show's done. Then do 5 to 7 days, maybe even 9 to 14 days, depending on how you respond. It's all auto-regulated. There's no set in stone approach. So another one as well, guys, if you have a coach and you're getting a plan for like 2 weeks and they're saying stick to this for 2 weeks, find a new coach because that's horrendous. You can't follow a textbook plan post show or like a peak week protocol that's the same every day. If you have a coach, they need to be checking in with you daily when you're peaking when you're doing a diet break, because you can't just do that. Like I've got a client who I'm prepping for the same UKDFBA show, and we'll be doing daily check-ins because we need to ensure that things are great. And very, very off topic, but if your coach isn't checking in with you every day when you're getting close to stuff like that, like I just said, obviously potentially look elsewhere. So I'm so brutal, aren't I? I'm just so to the point. But I think that's good though. I think people like that.
Yeah, it's just true though. That's the thing.
It's
true.
Yeah,
you peak weeks, you need to have daily check-ins. When carb sources are doing different things to your bodies, you need to see what it's doing. So that's right. On the topic of obviously like the refeeds and diet breaks, will your food change on, I guess, a refeed day? Because I know for me and for a lot of my clients, like when we do have a diet break, it's a week of mental what's the word? So it's like a mental improvement in a way, because you've got more food. So you've got more food sources to play with. Perhaps you get rid of any cravings that you've been having. So like, for example, for me, if I have a diet break, I'll probably start introducing more, I guess, shitty things that I wouldn't normally have now. So I might have like a pack of Haribo before training because I could fit the carbs in. I might, with my girlfriend, we might do something like we might make pizza or something, like make the dough for the pizza. Just things like that where you can start to be a bit normal, be a bit more human in a way. Like, will you do that with your refeeds? Or will you kind of keep it, I guess, fairly clean? Because for me, sometimes I just like eating clean because it's filling. It fills me up and it's what I'd normally eat anyway. But what's your current take on that, mate?
What I do when I refeed is have the same foods, but just more of them. And there's a big reason, and the reason is food focus, guys. For me, again, like if I was to start having more different things, what are you smiling at? I'll go through my pre-bed meal in a minute at the end of this topic.
Fucking brilliant.
And I might even post a
Yes.
photo of it, guys, on Instagram. But potentially I will do that. But for sure, I don't really like changing too much, but just mainly though, the reasoning behind that, and it's very a fair topic, is I just don't want to upset digestion.
Yeah.
I just want to keep my GI tract nice and happy, and just no kind of like irritable bowels, etc., from having foods I haven't had in the last 6 months. So I just have more like crumpets, which is what I have every day, more rice cakes, jam. What did I have? I had some pink and whites last refeed because
50 calories each.
Yeah, and they're just so low fat and protein, and there's none in them. It's just carbs. So I just keep things the same. Pretty much, guys. I do find as well on a refeed day, I do look forward to the day, which does show that I'm getting a little bit more food focused. Yeah, for sure. And again, if you're saying you're not, you're lying, because you are going to get more food focused the closer you get to being peeled. It's just part and parcel of it. It's just how you control it, and it's how you control it. But I find if I was to have more exotic foods, like you said, like pizza, god damn, that would just set me off, because I find that things like pizza or stuff like, I'm a big sucker for stuff like cheesecake or cookies. Like, God, if I have a cookie right now, I just want to have the whole bag. And if I didn't have the whole bag, emotionally, I'd be upset and I'd be confused as to why I can't have the whole bag. So I just don't even look at it at the moment, because that would cause, and I'll be open and honest, that would cause massive food focus and stress for me. So I just don't even like my dad sometimes in the fridge, he has, like, again, guys, like stuff like red velvet cake or salty caramel cake. Like if I have some of that, I'm eating the entire cake. So I don't even have it. So and this is where the challenge is going to come post comp or post season, because I'm not going to be having food for a bit, because if I have a slice of salty caramel cake, Jack, the entire cake's going to be in the gut, and that's it. But again, I think that's pretty normal, to be honest, because I'm not having. I think cravings are just normal.
Yeah, they are, and like, to be honest, I mean, like you mentioned, obviously with foods like pizza and stuff as well. Pizza's a normal thing for me in an off season, and when I'm on prep, like even on prep, I can still fit it in because it's not horrendous. So it's not going to do much to me, I guess, in a way. And if it does, it's only for one day, so I'm not going to be really like proper regretting the choice I had. Like, digestion with it is usually okay. I can usually have those foods and not really have too much of an impact in terms of the digestion side of things. Sure. And yeah, like, I've already experienced and experimented with different foods like Halo Top and stuff, and nothing's really happened. I'm happy with that. Like, I can eat that and still wake up the next morning, not feel bloated, not feel like it hasn't digested properly. So that's absolutely fine as well. What will you do with your sups? Because for me, like, when I have like my diet break and a deload week, obviously the main thing I do bring down is caffeine.
Sure. I do that as well.
Try and cycle off of that for obviously purposes of resensitizing to it, to prime myself for when I really want it. Any stims or non-stims I'll come off as well. Like literally the only thing I'll take in a diet break is creatine. Quite often as well, like a multivitamin and a fish oil, I tend to not take either. And the main reason, because my food input has been increased. I wouldn't say I necessarily need the multivitamin, and I wouldn't then say I necessarily need the fish oil, because I start to get more foods like that in during the diet break week. So I'm not as deficient. So, like, is it the same for you with supplements? Do you have anything that you might bring in, perhaps like a cyclic dextrin, or do you take that out because you don't really need it because your training's not as hard?
During a diet break or a deload?
Well, I guess obviously because you don't diet break and deload at the same time. So obviously when you refeed, do you have like deload weeks then when you would refeed, or you keep things the same now?
No, because again, that's just from a psychological point of view. If I'm having more food, I'm gonna. I just want to train harder. Like I'll do more. I'll do more sets. No, I won't actually. That's a lie. I won't do more sets, but I'll just take some sets to a little bit to more grueling failure. A hack. But no, Jack, I don't think I could mentally do a diet like do a refeed on like a diet break, because I just think or like no, I just couldn't do that psychologically. But what I do though, what I have done last diet break, now again I vividly remember talking to you about this, is I took out caffeine completely.
Yeah.
I felt awful throughout the entire week. But yeah, I like to resensitize, which is probably what I will do once I'm done with prep. I'll probably do like a deload, not the first week, but the first few weeks after. I'll probably deload and then take out all stims. I'll take out dextrin, I'll take out Pepto Pro, whey, creatine, kind of flush out, refresh. I've actually stopped taking creatine for the last like 4 weeks. Purely, the only reason is because I actually ran out and I just haven't ordered it. It's made absolutely zero difference.
Hasn't it? Yeah.
No, absolutely not. I'm stronger in the gym. My physique looks better. So
interesting to see what happens when you bring it back in then.
Yeah, I don't. When I just need to order it. I'm just lazy with ordering it. But I don't think. I don't know. Like, I haven't noticed. No, it's done nothing. So when I put it back in, I'll just go back to 5 grams a day.
Yeah.
I don't really feel like I hold water, but when you do hold water, it's intramuscular anyway.
Yeah, it's not on the outside.
No, it's not subcutaneous, so it wouldn't make a difference. But I don't think I haven't lost weight because of it or anything like that. But that's just obviously my use of it. Other people might be slightly different, of course.
Yeah, I think it's just a case of periodizing things. Like,
but
it's a funny word because it's very scientific, periodizing. But in a nutshell, it basically just means you position different things at different times. It's the same with like training. So there's nothing clever about it. It's just, I guess, making sure that when it comes to these weeks where you don't specifically need certain supplements or you don't specifically need certain foods, you're taking out other variables. So you're not constantly using everything week on week on week, losing the benefit of it. So
yeah, sure. Just wanted to quickly touch on as well is when I do refeeds, I do increase my intra-workout carbs.
Okay.
So at the moment, I'm having, depending on the day, like either 30 to 35 grams of highly branched cyclic dextrin, which I put a post about that earlier. I'll probably bump it up to like 60 grams of carbs intra. And again, anecdotally, I don't really find it does anything more in regards to pumps. And energy, I don't really find it makes any difference. But psychologically, I just like to get a few more carbohydrate in whilst training when I'm refeeding, because it just takes a little bit less stress off the GI as well.
Yeah.
But again, with where I'm at, when you're leaner, you're a bottomless pit anyway. So you eat food, does nothing. You don't even feel it. Just kind of, you're like, well, where's that gone?
you refeeding today?
I'm not refeeding today.
No,
because rationale behind not refeeding, I haven't really had a refeed this week, is because I just don't feel like I need it.
Yeah.
Actually, I feel shitter after sessions, but I just want to push a bit harder, and I just don't want 800 grams of carbs in me today. I want my normal intake. And I just want to, basically, guys, the fact of the matter is I just want to get these last 3 to 4 pounds off. And then once I'm peeled, then I'll work food up.
Yeah.
But I'll alternate. Last week I was 2.6 down. This week I'm 0.8 down. So big difference.
Yeah. No, that's cool. Yeah, I mean, like, it's difficult when you're obviously not refeeding to try and fit nice foods in and stuff as well. Like for me, like I'm going out tonight with some guys for a curry. So
oh wow, Jesus Christ, Jack!
Chicken, shashlik, and boiled rice. Like this is something I would do in my off season. Something I've done throughout prep.
I love curry, Jack.
I know what the calories are. Like I can estimate pretty fucking well with it, and I'll just, when it comes to it, I'll overestimate if it's more. Like I know the chicken's going to be around 200 grams cooked. It's going to be cooked in oil. It's going to be boiled rice, and it's going to be vegetables. Like it's the easiest curry to track, but I don't want to not go because I'm on prep. Like I've had this so many times, and I did this during my last prep, and I still turned up fucking shredded. So there's no reason why I can't go and do it now. But yeah, like it's annoying because I'm not on a diet break or a refeed. So today I'm actually having a day off of training because I've got to save food for later tonight. So I'll train tomorrow instead. So because I know I won't be able to get as much pre-workout food to be optimal to train legs, and I just feel like shit today as well because training yesterday has battered me. So gonna take a day and train tomorrow and just be clever about it. So well, you smiled then, mate. Were you going to show us your meal for later?
My meal. So yeah, I'll go over it. Why not? So basically, again, there's always a ration. There's always a reason. There's always rationale behind things. So again, in the evening, guys, when I get in from work, which is usually 8 p.m. Tonight is 8 p.m. I'm working Friday because I just have to. I've got people who want to be trained. So 8 p.m. I'll get in. I usually have, what I've got tonight is I've got like a chicken breast, which will be nice. Haven't had chicken for a while, with just some veg. And then I've also got like 50 grams of white rice, which again, I enjoy that. It's nice food. Season that with salt, paprika, etc. Just nice again. And then I was feeling before I went to bed so bad that I couldn't relax. Our sleep was just becoming a nightmare. I was laying on my bed, just kind of tossing and turning on Instagram and just trying to find something to watch. And I just couldn't relax. And it was really kind of not nice. I'm not going to lie. So I added in, guys. I've added in a Halo Top. I have added in Halo Top with also a white chocolate carb killer, which again is just superb.
Boom, love that.
Unreal. Yeah, me too. And I've also added in 25 grams of Maltesers and 25 grams of Oreo Thins. And for me, having that at the end of the day, before I try and relax, before I go to sleep, helps a lot.
Yeah.
So it has helped me sleep more, sleep better, sleep quality's better. And it just makes me feel nicer and better sitting there. And if you can do that, that's going to reduce stress a little bit, isn't it?
Look, at the end of the day, like, this is a bodybuilding prep, not a. It's not a stressful period. You don't need to stress yourself out even more. You don't need to avoid foods because you're on prep. Like, do the fuck what you want. Like, this is what it comes down to. If you want to have a pint of Halo Top before bed to make you feel good, so you can carry on getting shredded, then do it. You don't have to have oats before bed. Like, you don't have to do that. You don't have to eat clean. You don't have to have chicken before bed. Obviously, stick to an 80%, 20% diet. Just do what you want to do. And if eating oats before bed makes you feel good and makes you feel happy, do that. If eating a pint of Halo Top before bed makes you feel happy and you're staying within your limits, you're not absolutely taking the mick out of it, then that's it. Like, as long as you're dropping body fat and you're not struggling to drop body fat and it's going the right way, you can carry on doing that. Like, there's no reason why you can't. So
the only problem with the Halo Top, guys, though, is the expense of Halo Top.
Fuck me.
I will say I'm having it every day, so that's quite a bit of money, right? They're like £5. So
you need to ask Mike Harrison, mate, how much he spent on Halo Top. Just get him to tot it up and see what it came to.
so I'm spending £35 per week on Halo Top. So if we look at the rest of the prep, so until my last show that's planned, that's 12 weeks time. So by the time that comes around, that'd be that'd be 420 on Halo Top. And then if I do the finals, which would be another 4 weeks, so we times that, so that's 5 times that, at least 20. So almost £1,000 on Halo Top from now until the finals.
Winning. You need to get, when it's on offer, mate, you need to just get a new freezer and get them in. Yeah. Just get them in.
but I do really like Halo Top, though.
It's good.
My favourite is the cookie dough one.
Is it? I haven't had that yet.
I really like that one. Because it has like the little bits in. The cookie dough Ben and Jerry's one. Jack, I couldn't find the low calorie Ben and Jerry's anywhere.
It's not worth it. It's like 650 calories, so just bin that off.
Oh wow!
Yeah, Halo Top's much better. So
yeah, no way am I having that then. The macros in Halo Top are awesome.
It's insane. So good.
40 carb, 20 fat, 20 protein. Laughing, absolutely, just kind of smiling at the tub whilst I.
Yeah, I think as long as you're having another decent protein source with it, it's going to be fine. Like, it's not obviously it's not going to be the most optimal protein source, but it's going to be enough that's going to sort of see a good amount throughout the day. I usually have it with a protein shake, so
it's not going to be the most optimal, but at the end of the day, I'm getting shredded and I'm still strong in the gym.
And again, it kind of leads back to that fact. It is optimal because for you, it keeps you sane and it keeps you getting shredded. So optimal is a word that people fly about in this industry. It's for you. Optimal is for you and what your lifestyle is, not someone else. So just do what you want to do to make it optimal. All right.
Completely agree, man.
Any questions from this week, mate?
I've had no questions because I only posted up this morning, didn't I?
Yeah, we need to post up earlier. I was posted up the day before now, so
I think I'll post up on like a Monday morning or something, and then get questions. Because we're not doing that early enough.
I think we covered everything with diet breaks, refeeds,
Good topic,
and cardio and steps. I mean, obviously, it's not, I guess, the most interesting topic to dive into because a lot of people cover it, but it's good to show our experiences, client experiences, and I guess people might go and try these things with their diets, and especially with the cardio differences as well. So
for sure. I think people take a lot away from what we spoke about. We've spoke about cardio, we spoke about steps, we spoke about training mindset towards big sets, refeeds, diet breaks, how our week's been, your week. Very
Halo top over the year.
Yeah. Oh god, that's going to be expensive, isn't it? I don't really care though. Oh well.
Right, we'll wrap that one up there then, guys. So obviously, thank you for tuning in. Next week we'll be back at the same time. So again, if you've got any questions for the show, obviously get them into me and Jack on Instagram or emails or YouTube, and we'll aim to answer them next week on the show. So
just before we go, guys, just before you go, if you're watching this, print screen it, whack it on your story, and I'll send you over a pint of Halo Top.
Code Jack10 for 10%
Jack
off.
Jack10 for 10% off Halo Top. That would do me. That would be almost a pound off, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Wow.
Right. Thanks again, guys, and we'll
cheers, guys.
see you next week.